Hello, Nicole. Hello.
Hello, Eric. Hello, and how are you today?
I am so excited to talk about this Big Brother Canada episode. We have so much that we need to get into, mainly people telling me that I was right, but more on that soon. But first, let me remind everybody, wherever you guys are watching this show, make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all of your favorite places. Make sure that you are following there, commenting, thumbsing up, and hitting that bell in YouTube. You guys know the deal. Of course, share the show now. Let everyone know that we are live, or share it later when you get to the end of the show. Maybe your grandma wants to watch it, or your favorite Facebook group. Share it with whoever, of course. If you need any of our socials or our schedule, you can find that over on hellofriendspod.com. There you'll find all of our socials for Nicole, myself, the podcast, and our schedule. What about the podcast versions, Nicole?
Speaking of the podcast version, if you are listening, please leave it a 5-star rating and a positive review and share it with all your podcast listening pals and even those that don't listen. You introduce them to it. New friendship.
New friendship, indeed, Nicole. Speaking of new friends, I'm happy that we're going to have an old friend on this show and a new friend for you.
I
So I'm going to
know.
let you do the intro, Nicole.
Oh, friends, we are really excited today. Like Eric was just saying, he is an old pal of Eric's, but a new friend of mine. I'm super excited. And to go with the words of the commercial, Jesse, it is the one, the only Jesse from BBCAN9.
Jesse,
Whoa,
welcome.
hey guys.
Hello, Jesse. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Long time no see, Eric, and nice to meet you, Nicole. This is going to be
Yes,
a lot of fun.
likewise.
Thanks for having me.
It is going to be a lot of fun. We have so much to talk about on this show. But first, I have to ask Jesse, why are you wearing a shirt?
Oh, God.
Well, you see,
Oh.
this isn't one of those specials, Eric.
Oh, not one of those specials. Fine. Chat was going to yell at me, and chat said, last time you had Jesse on, you didn't make the joke. And I said, I forgot. I have no brain. I'll make sure I do it at the start of the show this time. We have enough to talk about to get us
Yes.
hot this episode. A hot in a bad way. Angry hot. Look,
Yeah.
we have to get into it. Where do you want to start, Nicole?
I think we need to start right at the top, which is obviously last Thursday's episode, the fake double eviction, if you will, which was more so an eviction and a battle back. We do see more of the behind the scenes of that double. So I guess I want to start with like the hustle bustle. What do we think of everything and how it went down and how Kiefer and Brayden voted out Tera?
Well, what do you think, Jesse? I feel like they all listened to us rage last week.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on this fake double?
Well, I think it came as a bit of surprise maybe to people that Tyshawn really seemed to, be Brayden's decider there, right? Brayden just did whatever he said and he did it. So that was a shocker to me. They've obviously been spending more time together than I thought. And yeah, I was surprised. I would have voted out Beth if I was Brayden and Kiefer, but maybe not.
Absolutely.
Everybody would have. I don't understand. I mean, now granted, on the last episode, I did say that I felt strongly that it was because of his attraction to Ty. And we found out this episode that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ty
was
knows
all
it, so
him.
he's doing
Yeah.
well.
It was. Now, I thought what we could do, because we
Uh-oh.
didn't get to do it last time, and we haven't got to do it in a while, Nicole, if you know what I mean.
If I know
I
what you mean.
thought we could have fun for 1 second with chat, and
Okay.
hopefully it will work, to say, who do you guys think should have went, who do you think should have been, who did you want to come back? Tera or
Yes.
Jed? Now, obviously, we know what happened with this. We know who came back, but I was curious, who did the people want to come back. So I'm gonna let chat contabulate those answers. But who did you want, Nicole?
I definitely wanted Tera. I'm somebody, I always say this is like team underdog, team redemption. Yes, it'd still be redemption for Jed because of the way he went out, but I think Tera going out so quickly at the hands of the very people that she helped by getting out this like alpha male in the house, I was definitely rooting for a Tera to come back. What about you, Jesse?
I was rooting for Jed just for the drama, just to see how everyone would have reacted, see if he would have went back to Beth or not, or how that dynamic would have played out. But absolutely good on Tara for winning that. That was absolutely huge. And she's here to play the game. She's passionate about it, so it was good to see her back.
What did we think of that though, with Beth kind of carrying on inside the house of like, yeah, he's gonna come back. Yeah, he's gonna come back right now. Oh my God, this is so exciting. I was sitting there like, well, you also voted him out. What makes you think he's gonna walk in and be like, come on, Beth, we're going to final two? Like, do you think he would have come back in the house and still been so relentlessly loyal to her? Or do you think it would have been like, whoa, I don't know about you anymore?
I think he would have tapped the brakes a little harder on Beth and went back to tie a bit, because that's his really only option. And Ty could play it off like, hey, it just looked like you two are getting a little too close, blah, blah, blah. And he may be able to rope him back in, because I don't know what other play Jed would have.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, I got it working now. So now you guys can put your Jed or Tera's in the chat. You can type Jed or type Tera. I did see originally before I reset it that people were saying, actually, they were originally saying they wanted Jed back, but now it seems to be swinging more to Tera. I mean, obviously we already know the answer, but I was interesting and I wanted to see where people would actually fall with that. But yes, I wanted Tera back. I'm over Jed in the game. He's, I guess, just too nice to play it.
Jesse, what did you think of that whole thing with like I couldn't be manipulative, I couldn't play it a dirty way, I couldn't slit throats? Wasn't he the one that wanted to get rid of Kiefer? And it was Kiefer's pity party that made him go, okay, I won't. So I don't know. It's like you had that in you. It was in there.
Yeah, we saw a glimmer of it for sure. You're right. He is too nice to play the game. I mean, he used the veto not on himself when he was on the block. So, I mean, he doesn't really deserve to come back regardless. So, yeah, that's definitely a factor there. But I don't know.
Would that have been a factor in your voting? Because we asked this last week. People wanted to know this. Like, if you were on that jury, Jesse, would him not have using that veto on himself made you not give him the win if he was in the final two?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I'm sure you went over it last episode. You can say that twists are part of the game, blah, 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 but if you actually had the votes to leave the game, I don't think that person should win any game. Not including Big Brother. So, or including Big Brother, I guess. So, I don't know. What did you guys say?
But I'm still caught. Listen, I know what you guys are saying. I think Jed is an incredible human being. Like in the real world, I think he is very genuine and kind. Do I think he was too nice to play that game? I disagree. I'm really caught up on that because yes, he used the veto on Beth, but it wasn't out of like, I'm such a good person, go on without me, I'm going to save you. It was people inflated his head. He was like, I am the best to play this game. Here I go. I don't have to worry. I'm going to save Beth. They're going to save me. I'm the best. And I view it more in that sense. And I think even, again, with the whole Kiefer situation, yes, Kiefer pulled at heartstrings and manipulated. But again, I see that more as like I'm good at this game. I am going to keep Kiefer, and not I feel bad. So I do think he's a good person, but I don't think I think all of a sudden the storyline is pivoting to he was too nice to play the game, which I don't necessarily think was true. And I'm caught up on that.
Sure. It was all about making the biggest, most legendary move. So I think that was definitely a part. Yeah.
Exactly.
I take it back. I don't think he was too nice to play the game. I was distracted trying to get the poll to work and just doing that thing where I talk and hope that you pick up the sentence and run with it. But now you've locked me into it. No, I don't think he was too nice to play the game. I agree. He did it because he felt he had the numbers and he believed his alliance. Now, but I will say I do agree. I don't look at that as a power move on his end. I would give credit to all the people that played him.
Yep.
If I was in the jury, I wouldn't be
Mhm.
like, oh, that was so great of Jed. I'd be like, no, it was great of the people that played you.
Yep. And I agree. I know, Jesse, you were asking. I would say if I was on that jury, it depends who he's sitting next to. If he was sitting next to a Beth and Beth's pitch was, I convinced him to use the veto on me, I would go, oh, wow, that is good social game. I would lean toward her. If Kiefer was up on the block and said, I convinced him to keep me, I'd be like, oh, damn, I'd probably lean toward Kiefer. So I think from a jury standpoint, his big moves aided other people and made him look very manipulated, not manipulative.
So, Nicole, are you saying it doesn't matter if the person has exited the game, you still might give them a vote depending on who they're sitting beside?
I think
Okay.
I think as a viewer, it's easier to say that. I think as a viewer, it's easy to go, yeah, I still want Tera to win. I'd want Jed to win if he came back. But I think as someone who was in the house, if no, I guess no, I'm lying because I'm thinking of like, a Victor season where he fought back and he fought back and he fought back. But I guess my season, Cliff fought back, and if Cliff won, I'd be okay with that. So yeah, I think as long as you win a comp and earn your way in, that's the nature of the game. So yeah, I think if you get evicted, come back, you'd still be eligible to get my vote. Huh, that's interesting.
That's fair. I mean, that's like it's an argument where, if I won that competition and came back, I would be like,
Yeah.
hey guys, twists are part of the game. We're not gonna
Yep.
fight with production. Like the game is the game, that's relevant. Now let's move on to who played the best game. But
Yep.
as a viewer, I don't like seeing people who get evicted come back in the game somehow, especially this late. So yeah, it's definitely two sides to that
Yeah.
argument. But
I would be annoyed as a player in the game. I don't have any problem with this revolving door. I don't have a problem with both were voted out. They were put in that room. They had the headset on them. They were put back in the game. I just consider this a twist like any other twist. I will agree with you if it's the first, second, third, and fourth person
Yeah.
just had a month's vacation in sequester while everyone else was fought
yeah.
battling this game for a month. Then they do a battle back and come back in a month later after they've ultimately been stress free and not play. Yes, those people should go. They don't deserve to play again. They were already voted out. But in a situation like this where you didn't really leave, you're still there, you've not really gone anywhere, I'm fine with that. As a viewer,
Yeah,
and if I was
that's a valid argument for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with those arguments where if it's a battle back immediately, fine. Like Jesse, like you were saying, if it's early in the game, it's a little bit better. But late in the game, if people have been sitting in jury for a few weeks, I could see as a player being like, you got voted out. You've been sitting in jury. I've been fighting. Like, this is bull. And that's why we often see the house go ahead and target the same person again, because it's like that mentality of like, no, we got rid of you. You're here on borrowed time.
Yeah.
You got to have meals delivered to your hotel room while we were on slop for a month.
Yeah.
Like, nah, we're not playing that game. I was though, I joked about it at the beginning. I was a little bit shocked to see the scene with Ty being like, "No, I'm being serious now, Brayden. Keep them the same. Like, I'm the HOH. You keep them the same." Part of me was a little surprised to see Brayden fold so easily.
Yeah, I was shocked.
I was shocked. Like, that was it. That was all it took. It just took Ty going, "Don't do it. It's my HOH."
Yeah, but he likes him though. If Ty said that to you, you'd be like, okay. I'd be like,
Yes.
okay, no, just kidding.
I joke around that I would be like, oh, okay,
I know.
if we were on the last week and a half of the game and I was that close to the end, I'd be like, no.
No, I
Be
agree.
like, your vote is going. I mean, that's a vote. Brayden gave them voting power. If he did not win the HOH, there is zero doubt in my mind Brayden and Tera would have been on that block, and one of them were going home this week. And I'm still not
Yeah,
convinced that Tera won't
absolutely.
end up on that block and still go home.
Jesse, what did you expect Brayden to do with the veto? What did you want him to do with the veto?
Even if, yeah, they were gonna keep him the same, I'm shocked that they didn't both vote out Beth. So I guess that's the bigger shocker of who went home versus what he could have done. Yeah, he could have maybe put up Kiefer, whatever it is, right? But I'm shocked they just didn't vote out Beth.
I agree. Very, very bizarre. I mean, speaking of bizarre, I want to talk about everybody's reaction. I know we didn't talk about necessarily the battle back itself, but everybody's reactions after the battle back. I thought the guys, yes, they were very excessive and jumping around, kiss assy. Oh my God, we love you, Tera. That's one end of the spectrum. But then the other end of the spectrum is Beth, who's like, fuck this, fuck that. I'm not going to be fake. I'm not going to. And it's like, you do realize it's still a social game, right? Like, I don't know what she was doing. Not smart to sit there and mope and bitch. Like, it's not smart, like, for her social game.
No.
Yeah, like I
No.
person either, but like, give me a fucking break. Like, you couldn't even like 2 ounces try into like trying to hide it. Tip can know like you're not for her, but being that blunt about it was just like brutal. But yeah, just like episode. So I don't know.
And here's the thing about Beth. I don't understand what you're so angry about.
I know.
You didn't get voted out. He saved you. Then you got saved again by the Alliance. What are you so angry about?
I think she's upset that, she celebrated Final Four, last girl standing. I am going to say it. I think there's a big emphasis there. Like, I'm the last girl standing. I did it. And now here we are back to Final Five, not the last girl standing. Here's this little, people would argue like a layup, beating this huge guy. Look how angry she got when Ty was like, oh, Jed's a big guy. And she's like, it doesn't matter. So I think it's almost like a pride thing of how this little girl beat my man. Like, and I think it comes down to Final Five and females. And I think the difference there is a Tera who was like, I am pissed, but I'm going to play the game like, oh, guys, I'm back. Okay. Versus a Beth who is moping and crying, which not smart. Just, I don't even know what to make of it.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to say. I don't think I've seen like a worse reaction of maybe any of the BB seasons in Canada so far. So I don't know.
I liked it. I guess I don't care for Beth a lot of times, but I appreciated seeing a real reaction. That I think was probably a lot of people's reaction. And she's just like, I'm not doing it, I'm not faking it, I don't care.
It's a game, though.
Yeah, it's a game, but it was still nice to see somebody being. Although I do think it's a little ridiculous that Beth's whole thing was like, these people are so fake, I'm not going to be fake, when 10 minutes ago she was jumping up and down, cheering, acting like she was thrilled for who was going to win. No, you weren't. Although I also have to say, I'm confused by the edit. Her whole sit down with Ty made it seem like she was the one that was blindsided that Jedson was voted out. When she was like, oh, do you want to clear the air? Were you always going to vote him out? Like, that really made it seem to the viewer that does not watch the live feeds that Beth was totally innocent in that move.
Yeah, that was annoying. You like watching the show the episode tonight, you weren't sure when Beth knew about the plan to evict Jed. So I 100% agree that was misleading.
I mean,
Then
we heard Tera tell Jedson it took 3 hours. It took 3 hours for
Right.
her to turn against you. But I don't know that that really stuck with people, or even if people believed it. It's just Tera saying something. Because again, way later in the episode is Beth being like, why did you do that? How are we going to get through the... It really just made it seem like Beth was innocent in that whole move.
but what I don't understand is, why did Beth then vote him out? So if you're going to go up to Ty and be like, I wasn't a part of this, why was Jed voted out? It would make sense if there was one vote to keep Jed, then she could play the innocence card. She didn't vote to keep him. So if I was a Ty, I'd be like, so you're saying you weren't a part of this plan, but yet you voted to evict Jed. So what you're telling me is you were going to be the only hinky vote. So what you're telling me is you were throwing a rogue vote to pin it on one of us. And that's how I would pivot it. I would pivot it as, so you were throwing a rogue vote. Like, it doesn't make sense the way what's very unfortunate about Beth is she does have the potential to win this game. And I slowly but surely, the last like week and a half, 2 weeks, I've seen her spiraling, unraveling, and just being very erratic in her verbal, game. And I just think it's kind of unfortunate, because if she held it together, she has the potential to win it.
Yeah, she's definitely made the moves to win it, but she's not likable enough, I don't think, for this potential to give her the win in the end. I don't know. It'll be interesting. I guess it all depends who she's sitting beside, but
Yeah.
I even think Brayden would have a chance against Beth, and Beth has clearly played a better game, and I've been shitting on Brayden this whole season, but he might actually get more votes than Beth. I'm not even convinced at this point that Beth would win.
Wow.
Really? See, I feel like Jed's gonna go to jury. He's gonna have all that Tera information, and I think he's gonna be pissed off. I wonder if people like Victoria and Rohan are gonna be like, see if they're gonna push for a Tera or Brayden win if they make it to the end, or if they're gonna be like, no, we have to respect that Kiefer made all of these moves and played the game. You have to let being bitter go and reward the better game. I don't know how they're gonna play it in jury.
Yeah, I think that Victoria had a little shot there at jury saying about Keith, oh, he got me out, biggest move. So, I mean,
Yep.
Those two, Vic and Rohan, are clearly gamers. They respect the big moves. So I think they would respect all the Kiefer stuff so far. And they're even praising Beth at that point about what she's done. So I think they would vote in a game direction.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. I believe that very strongly. If Jesse, at this point in the game, who do you think will be the final two? Who do you want to be the final two?
I'd love to see Ty in the final two. I think Kiefer's played the best game at this point, to be honest. And who is going to be in the final two? I think it's going to be, it's looking like Ty and Brayden, to be honest, if I had to put money down.
Okay. I can see that. I can see it.
I mean, the only well, we only have what? We have a week left of this game. So what has to happen this week? We got to go back down to 4 this week. Let's say he nominates Beth and probably Kiefer, because if he's not going to nominate Ty, his only other choice is Tera. I don't see him doing Tera, so I feel like Kiefer will end up as a nomination. But then I think the same thing. Is this going to be one of these things where the people go, how do we not take Kiefer out of the game now? He's the next biggest player, and leave Beth in the game.
Mhm.
Yeah, it definitely could happen. I don't know Brayden's sentiment on Tera right now, if he would just throw her back up or not. I don't know. If they really thought she was playing a better game or could have more votes than Beth, I don't see really any reason why she wouldn't land on the block this week.
That's how I feel. I feel like Brayden has the mentality of, okay, you got out Jed, that's why I voted you out. So why not? You got him out again. I'm going to throw you up there. I think we see him nominating a Kiefer and a Tera, which obviously puts him and Ty in a better position moving forward. Either way, so I do see them two navigating it. Who would go? I don't know. It kind of like scares me because they already got rid of Tara once. I could see them kind of having the mentality, especially like Beth's voting, of like, again, she wants to be the last standing girl. Let's just get out Tara again and start clean slate, just us final four like we were before she came back.
I will say
It'll be interesting if Tara. Oh.
No, go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead. Go.
Oh, sorry, I'm breaking up. Hopefully, I'm like clear on your end. I can barely hear properly. That's perfect. I was gonna say it would be interesting if it was like a Tera Kiefer on the block. I would love to see Tera blow up Kiefer's shit, saying it was his idea to get, Jed used the veto and all that stuff. So I would love to see that.
True. That'd be good to watch.
I will we probably should have done this before, and it's like tech what am I saying? I want to say tech support. Jesse, if you want to, I don't know that you know how to turn off like our video. You should leave your video on, but if you turn off our video, it might make your audio better. But whatever.
I'm scared.
I'll lose your faces, but that is a good idea.
Because, Canadian Wi-Fi. Well, you look at that, I will say, breaking news, I'm being told in the chats that it has apparently been confirmed Kiefer and Beth are the nominees.
Oh, so he is avoiding Tara. Wow.
So
wow.
Yeah, so that is apparently
wrong
what it is. It is. It is. So I think it will be interesting to see what happens. I have a feeling if Kiefer doesn't win POV, he's going. And then on the flip side, if he does win POV, Brayden is not putting up Ty. He's going to put up Tera. And then I want to see what will Ty and Kiefer do again. Are they going to keep Tera, or are they going to send her out? And
well, keep in mind, in the storage room, when Tera said, I didn't fight my way back just to go back out, and Ty's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. No, I understand in the game you just yes people to death, but I feel like that was like he had a moment where he was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, I feel like they're like, yeah, we can get her out later. Go after someone new. And so it's one or the other. It's either get her back out, why, like, we already got rid of her once, or it could be, okay, whatever, and go after the next person. And I know I see people in chat saying that Beth is now the target. But sitting next to Kiefer, there's a lot of week to play out.
Well, wait a minute. Chat just brought up a good point. They're saying the nominees right now are Kiefer and Beth. POV would have happened Saturday, and the ceremony would have been this morning. So I'm thinking these are the final nominees. It's not going to change. That's a good point. I forgot that it's Monday. So, yeah. So these are the final nominees then.
Wow. So, Jesse, you're in that house. Who do you vote out? Do you vote out a Kiefer? Do you vote out a Beth?
You have to vote out Kiefer, I think. But, well, who are you in the house, I guess? But, yeah.
True.
I mean, you got to, Kiefer's going to be better at comps. He's more likable than Beth, and he played a better game. So I think you have to vote out Kiefer.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, based on the conversations happening on the live feeds right now, it seemed like Tera was originally nominated and perhaps pulled herself down.
Oh my gosh, this poor woman. She's been through
Damn.
the mill.
Which will annoy me
Yeah,
if
what
that's
an
true.
ending story.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, we're
She's
not
built.
sure. We're not 100% sure. The feeds just came back on. But go ahead, Nicole.
If that's the case, then she's just building a resume more and more, and she's somebody that I see if she's sitting in the final two, potentially taking it. Like if that is the case and she won another one and saved herself again this late in the game, I could see her winning next to a tie. I could see her winning next to a Brayden. I could see her winning next to a Beth. Kiefer would be a little bit wonky because of the whole Jed plan. It would be, I did it, but I planned it. But she could have a good shot. She's really building it up.
And in all honesty, Kiefer and Beth are the have-nots. We know Kiefer loves to whip up a plan. So I wonder if they've been conspiring something or there was some sort of a plan that made it end up this way.
Maybe.
Mm.
Damn.
It could be. I mean, I guess we will see. Chad is saying it seems like both of the girls were the original noms. Beth and Tera were the original noms, and then Tera won POV, pulled herself down. Kiefer ended up being nominated as the renom. In that case, Tera's going to win this
It
game.
makes
If
sense.
Tera can keep doing this, I say Tera will win Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
Still a few more to win, though. That's the problem.
There's
Man,
only a week
I have
left,
no
Jesse's not
Jesse.
convinced. Jesse's like, yeah, no.
There's not a lot left. If she's
Like,
not
I have
going
no
home this week,
experience,
there's only one more competition she has to win. Oh no, I guess she has to
It's a
go
couple.
from 4 to 3. But that
Yeah,
has
yeah,
to
there's
be
a couple more to tackle.
couple two, essentially two. She has to win the next HOH or the next
Yeah,
POV,
really.
and then she's in
Yeah.
final 3.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot. It's 2.
You know who positioned themselves very well, and I said it like a week ago. Well, Jesse, you're having a little bit of connection issues, so I'll just rant for a second. Ty has, and I said this like a week ago. Ty has positioned himself so well where he knew when to jump off the ship and go to other people. And now this relationship that he's fostered with Bray the whole season, like they said, since Austin left, it's like now it's like paying back. Like he invested in it, and now he's getting all his money's worth back. So he has like luck on his side. I would say like Ty has it worked out for him. He maneuvered socially very well. So I want to see Ty and Tera in the final 2. And I know I've been saying Kiefer this whole time, but Ty and Tera are the 2 that I want to see sitting there.
Really? Yeah, just because I'm mad at Brayden. I wanted it to be Brayden and Ty, but I'm completely mad at Brayden. I'm over it. I have never wanted a season to be over more so that I could yell at someone, and I cannot wait to yell at Brayden.
Jesse, what's your take on Brayden in his game?
Yeah,
Now
Brayden
knowing
hasn't
that
done
he put
enough
up
for
Beth
me
and Tera.
this whole time. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't done enough for me the whole game. As soon as the oddballs were kind of destroyed, there was no effort to make any other alliance or really any other connection, so it seems. And he was just nominated week after week and just seemingly didn't care enough for me to have like give him some support. But
No, I hear that 100%.
Yeah, I mean, we have to see what happens. We have to see what happens going forward with that. Did you like the competition, Nicole? Were you a fan of a simple ball rolling for your life in the game? I mean, this was ball rolling for your life in the game.
I was because it's something literally anybody can do. Obviously, yeah, there's skill, but there's a little bit more luck in it, and that's something that I think is more fair than like, hey, hold this heavy thing, or hey, let's see who can run faster, who can hang on to something longer. Like seeing how different the 2 of them are, like in their physiques, I think it was very fair for it to be something as quote unquote simple, but really not simple, as rolling a ball. Good for Tera because she did it. probably tugs on Jed's heart that like that's gonna haunt him forever, rolling a ball. But obviously, it's harder than it looks. But I love it. I think all the comps this season have been incredible in the sense of like fairness. What did you think, Jesse?
Yeah, I agree. I was going to say the same thing about the whole season. It's been pretty much, anyone can win any comp, which is how it should be. So a
Yes.
battle back, something like this. If it was bad, I wouldn't mind some sort of endurance thing, but yeah, maybe they just don't have the time. But yeah, I agree. I like that anyone could win something like this. Yeah.
Jesse, you can do endurance. That's why you're like, whatever. Freaking Tarzan over here. And then you have me like, no, thank you. Ball roll is fine.
No.
What did we think of the, a lot of people were thinking that Jed or Tera, whoever came back in, should have instantly been given the HOH. Do we agree with that thought process? No, Jesse?
That is so dumb. Who thinks that? That is so dumb. Why?
I don't know. People think it. They want it. They want drama.
They literally got eliminated, Eric. They literally left the fucking game, and now you want to give them a free ride?
I don't know why I'm being yelled at. I'm just passing the information along from chat. No, would I want it?
You're the closest person to me there.
Let me think. Would I want it? I almost think I would have if it was Jed. Because I feel like Jed would have come in pissed, and I just would have wanted it because I think it would have given us good feeds. I think Tera would have played it socially. So I take it back. I don't care who came back in. I would have liked it if I knew the result would have been crazy feeds filled with drama. But if it wasn't going to be that, I agree. I don't think they need any more power. They're coming back into the game.
I think it's a difference between viewer and player. I think as a viewer, because Tera came back, I'm like, yeah, give Tera the HOH. Let them have it back. Like, she's going to get them. As a player, I agree with Jesse, where it's like, no, you left. You don't get any extra powers. I was here this whole time. I'm fighting. So I understand that thought process. But Jesse's very passionate about it.
Well, I'm team fun feeds too, but that's just a little far
too much power.
I would love to see Eric. I would love to see Eric produce a little TV miniseries though, just to see what kind of shit you would throw in there for everybody.
I have to do a miniseries about what?
No, if you had your own show and you could run your own twist, I would love to see what you would come up with just for fun feeds. Yeah.
Oh, fun feeds.
Like
all the hot people. Yeah. All the hot people in bathing suits all the time. All the competitions are like Jello wrestling, mud wrestling, oil wrestling. I don't know. We would do stuff like that. It would just be a lot of that. I don't know what I would come up with. No, I would come up with horrible twists. You'll hate the twist that I want, Jesse. I have always said, get ready, you're gonna hate it. When you get to jury, right? A lot, and I'll say on our Big Brothers, on the BBUS seasons, no one really plays the game. Everybody plays it so safe, I feel like, on BBUS seasons. It's rare when we see people going for big players. I would love to see some sort of a twist where, when the floaters or the people who haven't really done a lot are still left in the game and the big players are in jury, I would like to see everyone in jury gets to go, we're going to pick one person to battle. And if we beat you in that battle, we take your spot in the house and you're in jury. Everyone, you have a chance to lose your spot in the game. I don't care. I just wanted
Oh,
drama.
man.
I just wanted it on seasons where, like, all the people that we loved and that were making moves were in jury. Like, you know, if we compare it to this season, like Victoria. She shouldn't be in jury.
100%. Yeah.
Brayden
No,
should.
there's some valid right there.
It was just a twist that I came up with a while ago, and then the more I thought about it, I hated it. Anyway, I'm sorry, Nicole. Do you have a good
Yeah,
twist?
it's unfair to people who can't win comps, like, or can't win all the comps. But I want to actually see, like, what are your thoughts on the cast as a whole? Like, all the pre-jurors we had, all the jurors. Like, did you have a favorite that already went home? Like, what was your thoughts on everybody?
Like, I think overall as a season, this casting has been great. It was all like everybody wants to play the game, but everyone collectively didn't really know how, and that gave us some dumb moves. That gave us some big moves. So I think like this is nearing a top ranking season for BBCAN for entertainment purposes. I'm
Yes.
not saying it was the best strategic season overall, but good entertainment, and it seemed that the cast was having a lot of fun throughout because like
Yeah.
there's been some lame seasons with lame feeds, and these guys are actually enjoying themselves. So I'll give them props for that at least.
Who's your favorite that has left?
Oh geez, I don't know. I've met a couple people now. I can't probably say names. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. It's one of those things where I felt like people didn't really have a strong favorite throughout the whole season.
Yeah, I agree
Or
with
maybe
you.
that's just a cop out.
Who is your favorite person who's in jury? Like, who do you, if you could, who's your favorite person that's in jury right now? Or who do you think's the best player in jury right now?
I like Vic the most in jury
Yeah,
for
me
sure.
too.
I love Ro.
And yeah, yeah.
The Ro Show.
Everyone likes
I love
that
him.
comeback story. But
Yeah, I don't get the yes. I don't necessarily understand Rowe. I feel like he didn't do much in this game, but then again, his hands were tied a lot in the game, so I don't know what he really could have done. What did we think of the HOH competition? And I saw people specifically saying that it coming down to a tiebreaker and Beth and Brayden having the same exact amount. Do we believe that? I mean, they wouldn't lie.
Go ahead, Jesse.
yeah, we believe it 100%. There's no way they'd fake that. I don't think.
I just liked how Brayden was like, I'm being smart. People think that I'm stupid, but I'm smart. And he only took like a few of the chips off and put them down. If you were smart, you would have jeopardied it and you would have known exactly how many chips to put down so that you could have beat Beth if she doubled her thing. Like if he would have just put one less chip down, he would have won.
But he still won.
Well, on a tiebreaker, and then got the number right. That has to be that I don't know that that's ever happened in BB history that somebody guessed the multiple choice answer exactly correctly. I'm pretty sure we've never had that happen before.
The
I've
tiebreaker.
never seen it. That was insane.
That was insane that he got the tiebreaker exactly correctly.
Alls I know is it was Beth, Brayden, Ty, and I'm like, wow, these are literally like the two extremes of the fandom. Somebody who people feel so strongly about, and somebody who, no offense, people kind of feel like okay about, and obviously one who can get the other one out, and vice versa. So I was obviously rooting more so for Brayden. Despite what he did to Tera, I was more so rooting for him to get his HOH win. I feel like that was kind of in the edit with him and Ty having the conversation about Brayden finally getting a win. So I'm like, I have a feeling it's about to come to fruition. But I was happy to see him get it.
If I'm understanding Courtney in chat correctly, she is saying we can thank Kiefer for that. He told them to study the amount of apples, how many each person had, and helped them minus Beth study for that. So basically, Kiefer helped Brayden win that ahead of time.
How?
Interesting. Usually it's something that isn't like easily countable. Like usually it's like what time, how many seconds was this, where it's a lot maybe more harder to guess. In this case, they were both pretty close, and Beth
Yeah.
had no idea. She had a pretty good guess.
Apparently, Kiefer was telling Brayden that is something to study. I could see them using that as a
Tiebreaker.
as a question. Yeah, like this, a question like this. So,
Just like the ducks in the All-Star house. I went in that bathroom every night and I counted those ducks and it got me nowhere.
well,
Yeah,
that's
you
the
never
mistake.
know, right? There's so
Right?
many things. Yeah.
I always say it's a catch-22. I truly think production is always listening and they know what you know. So there's a benefit in saying what you know to production so that if they kind of want you to win some sort of a comp, they'll know what answers you'll know. But if they don't want you to win the comp, you probably don't want them to know what you know. So I think it's a catch-22.
Maybe. Uh,
I think they manipulate the comps a little bit like that. I think they know who they want to win, and I don't think the questions are random. They're aware who knows what in that house.
I know someone we know is Josh and Jackie's asking you in the chat what are your thoughts on Josh, our good pal? That was evicted way too early.
Oh no.
Oh, you're muted.
You're muted.
I make a lot of noises when I'm not talking, so I try to mute myself in between.
That's okay.
My initial reaction of Josh was not positive, but I think everyone's seen his personality shine through, and he ended up being like a fucking beauty. So no, he's good stuff.
He's one of our faves.
we love him. We definitely love Josh, and I completely agree. I think that's how it turned out with everyone when it came to Josh.
Not me. Initial cast assessment, you said negative things, and I was like, nope, this guy's gonna win it. So yes, I was wrong with that, but I really liked him. I liked him from the jump.
Your heart, yeah.
Yep.
Well, I can't believe that we're almost out of time already. It definitely has flown by, despite chat trolling me and saying that's how a shirt should fit you, Eric.
Mine, thank you.
I don't have a chest. I don't know what you'll want from me. Anyway, but speaking of, we asked people for questions. I know Nicole's been giving them as we've been going throughout. But one of the questions that we got a lot was people saying, ask Jesse why he is not doing the BBCAN versus BBUS boxing match thing.
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. So I was asked for it, and they wanted to do me and Swaggy. Swaggy declined the offer, and then they had a lot of matches already aligned, and there's no one really else in my weight class apparently now that was kind of interested. So I've been kind of just chilling here, but yeah, it looks like it's not going to happen this year.
Swaggies in your weight class?
Height, reach, all that stuff. It was more of a height thing, I think. Right, okay. He's a tall guy, so.
If you don't mind me asking, Jesse, how tall are you?
I'm 6'2". He's, I think, 6'4", probably.
Holy hell.
Why does God hate me? I'm 6'2", God. I'm 6'2". I don't look like Jesse. This is ridiculous.
Relax with it. No. I couldn't see a you and a Swaggy because Swaggy's tiny. Not skinnier. That's not the right word, skinnier, but he's leaner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's pretty much impossible to get really close matchups. I mean, there is
What
a
about
couple good
Caleb?
ones.
Oh, he's doing someone else.
Yeah, I think I don't know how tall he is either, but
Interesting.
it's almost like more of a hype thing first for whatever reason, and then they kind of try to like match or.
Wow.
I'm not running the event. Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, there's a lot of ladies in the chat, Jesse. I'll take it
Yes.
from Denise M, who says, well, if you're looking for a match, I'll let Jesse wrestle me anytime he wants.
We have everybody in the chat. Male,
Yeah.
female, gay, straight, everybody's on Team Jesse.
Everybody is on Team Jesse. So Jesse, did you say, because now I already forget, who do you hope wins it all? Who do you want to be the winner of this season?
At this point, I want Ty to win.
Okay, you did say that you want Ty
Yes.
to win.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Eric,
Okay.
where are you at that? Like, have you shifted your opinion?
I want Tera to win.
I
If
want
Tera
Ty
continues to win out, I'm sorry, I'll rephrase. If Tera continues to win out, I want Tera to win. Who do I think is the most deserving and who should win? Kiefer. Who do I hope does not win? Beth, Brayden. Is there anyone left?
So I'll play devil's advocate then, just so I have a different
What's
answer,
that?
and say I want Brayden and Beth final two.
Ugh.
Oh man.
We
Yeah.
gotta cover our bases here, and I like to have everybody represented. So I will be team not really thought of for final two, and technically everybody I root for gets jinxed and goes home. So maybe if I root enough, it'll happen. That's horrible to say. I'm just joking. These are all assessments of people in a game, not in real life. I'm sure they're all wonderful human beings. I'm just saying in a game, I get very fired up. And yes, I would like to see a tie and a Tera final two.
Nobody believes that you want Brayden and Beth in the final two. It's fine. No one's believing it. No one at all.
It's all fair while you're, criticizing game, and after that, everybody's friends. So it's all fair is fair. And the house guests will have their turn next season to criticize anyone they want. So that's how we roll.
Amen. That's a perfect way to word it. I love that, Jesse.
I see people in chat saying it is rumored that next season could be All-Stars. If it is, Jesse, would you go back?
Yeah, I'd be fucking down. Let's go. I've been pissed off ever since my season. Do I think I'd get a call? I'm not sure. I think there's a lot of good talent in the pool now. But, I'd be open for a call for sure.
Okay. Who is somebody who are two people you would want to see playing again? Not two people other than yourself. If you could pick two people to go back from All-Stars, I'll say from your season, who are two people from your season you would want to see back aside from yourself?
From my season, I think there's a lot of good players. I mean, I think some of the favorites are probably Erica, Kayla, maybe a Hamza, Johnny. So, yeah, I know. You're looking at 16 people, really from 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a few from the first 4 seasons. But I don't know. We'll see.
What about?
I'd love to see an All-Stars.
If they were to say they're going to bring back 2 people from this season, currently, who are the 2 you think they'd bring back?
I think they would bring back 2 people from the season.
Yes.
They'd go Vic and someone else here from the last chunk, I think. I don't know who that would be.
It's Kiefer.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I see. I'm thinking of Kiefer. I think are the 2.
But here's the thing. I almost think maybe they wouldn't choose Kiefer because I think, unless they want someone to go early, I fully maintain I don't see anybody in an all-star season working with Kiefer who has watched what he's done this season. Like, I don't feel like Kiefer can change up his game enough. He can't preach loyalty. We watched him maneuver wherever he needed to go and always kind of betray his alliances. I don't see how people stay loyal to him or believe anything he says in an all-star season. So maybe they wouldn't. Whereas Victoria can say, I was just as much of a wild card, but I stayed loyal. So
Did
at
she
least
though?
she, what?
Victoria?
Yeah.
She got rid of her own alliance member, Eric.
No, she didn't know that they were on her
Yeah,
side.
she did.
Are you talking about
Yeah, I
Austin?
think she knew. Yeah.
I don't think that I don't think she believed they were on her side.
I think both Victoria and Kiefer have the ability to pivot in a new season. I think they both have the ability to manipulate. I think Victoria has mastered the art of like, what? No, why would you view that? And Kiefer has mastered the art of, no, it's so unfortunate that you would view me that way from last season. Like those were the cards I was dealt. This is a new season. Like I think they both would manipulate the situations well. Because you can say that about
And
anybody from any season.
anybody would be a fool if they believed it. Starlet says, would Jesse ever come back to play a season of Sequester All Stars?
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'd maybe do a live season if it was live. Again, I don't think I would do really well in that at all, but I would go
No.
back and play.
Yeah, I mean,
How
I
I
think we.
feel like it's
Go,
very nerve
go.
wracking. It's like so. It's like go go go. I was sweating watching it. Like I watched it, and the whole time I was like, oh my god, I can't watch it. So imagine
Yeah,
doing it.
definitely a fun one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It definitely was a fun one. Well, Jesse, we thank you for taking time out to come in and weigh in on everything that has happened tonight, and it was great to get your opinions on this season.
It was a blast. Sorry, guys, about my connection issues, but it was great chatting.
I
Really
know.
appreciate the call. Yeah.
Tell people where they can find you on social media, Jesse.
I think it's at the Jesse Larson everywhere.
It
So.
is at the Jesse Larson
Wow,
everywhere.
Eric's done his homework.
I have. We will even put it in the show notes below this show. If you are looking for it, that's where it will be. Nicole, final thoughts? Or
My final
second to
thought,
final thoughts?
second to final thought is it's not at Jesse Larson everywhere. The everywhere is a separate thing. So everywhere it is at Jesse Larson. Because I can
The
see people
Jesse
typing in
Larson.
Jesse Larson sorry, the Jesse Larson everywhere.
Oh my
No,
God.
everywhere. Cut off the everywhere, but look up the Jesse Larson in all locations.
Or look at the show
very good
notes.
point.
Or
I tried.
wherever you are watching or listening to this in the future, you can look at the show notes and his social medias will be there.
Yes.
For real, still though, second to last final thoughts, Nicole?
Oh man, for real, second to last final thoughts. I love the season. I think the way it's continuing to unfold is very interesting. I love that it was unexpected that Tera, as someone who everybody's like, oh, a layup. Oh, Jen will be back for sure. Fans said it. People in the house said it. She came back, which shocked us all. And now we see her playing a great or better social game. Beth kind of spiraling. Brayden takes home an HOH win, which allows us to see Ty's amazing, social game as he's maneuvered the whole thing. So I think we continue to see amazing gameplay, and the five of them really showcase what they have to make it to the final two. So I'm excited for it.
Love it.
Wow,
Jesse,
what a wrap up. Oh my God, that was
Thank
good,
you.
by the way. Yes, that was a perfect summary. How fucking exciting. Good job.
she is okay. Well, Jesse, I want to leave you with the final thoughts. What do you want to say to the people who came out here to see and hear from you on this show? What do you want to say to everyone?
Oh, appreciate you guys for supporting. You guys have always been the best. It was a fun time chatting with you. It's been a while, and this season has been so much fun. So we're winding down, and I'm excited to see who's going to take this one home.
Me
Absolutely.
too. I will let everyone know. Don't forget to go and leave your questions for Jedson on the Hello Friends Twitter
Yes.
or Instagram. We will be talking to him tomorrow morning, so get your questions in now. John and I will be back tomorrow night around 7 p.m. for a special challenge season wrap-up live show spectacular
Extraordinaire.
extraordinaire. So make sure you guys come back for that at 7 p.m. Eastern. And then Nicole and I will be back on Wednesday with Tina's good friend to
Yes.
talk about this season. That should be good. We were trying to get Tina's wife, but she's a little bit shy.
Yes.
So
we have,
we felt we needed to give Tina some representation. But
yes.
then on Thursday, Jed's mom will be here.
Yes. I'm excited. So we have Tina's bestie, we have
Let's
Jed's
go.
mom, and I just got it. I finally got it, Jesse. You remind me of Brendan Fraser. And
Oh, it's-
Is that right?
yes, I finally got it. Took me all episode, but I finally got it. Brendan Fraser. Wow, you really look like him, and you like sound like him. It's weird. No, it's a good thing though.
I would hope so.
It
We'll see you
is.
guys. We'll see you guys all on the next show. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. We will see you guys all then. Bye for now, everybody. Bye, friends.